Hello?
Hello, Agur. Yes, we can hear you fine and well.
Perfect. I'm really glad to be here, and I'm happy to share a story of Pipedrive and how we are fighting and finding talents to build an unicorn. The Pipedrive is a Estonian startup started about in 2010, and through that period till 2020, so it took 10 years to become a unicorn. You can see how the company has been growing over that time span. We started, like always, the startups do, small. And then at one moment, we found our product market match, and then we started to grow with number of clients and also with our support team and then our engineering team. So today we are about 100,000 plus clients and about nearly 1,000 people, large company, and we are still growing on a relatively high pace. And maybe one of the fun facts to share also, that still about half of the team is in Estonia, and we have altogether 52 different nations, and 38% of our team is actually the non-Estonians. So we're pretty international. That tells also a bit about our hiring plans. But the challenge is to become from nothing to 1,000 and from startup to unicorn. That here in the region where we've been starting our business and then where we are still mostly acting is there excellent IT education that you can see in those countries, but it's still very limited as the country is small. And time to time we have a need for very specific skills. So it's not always easy to find those skills and on the right level. And the Estonian market particularly, you remember, like half of the Pipedrive is still in Estonia. Like we have here already 10 unicorns and altogether more than 1,300 startups. So the landscape is very competing, and talented people, they really had a wide selection that which company to join and which company to help to grow. And looking to the Western Europe or to the Nordics, we mostly see that we have like generous benefits, but way lower salary levels than maybe those countries expect. And COVID aftermath, also probably time to make some conclusions on that also, that if so far we've been mostly competing with other companies in the region, then now the complete remote work has been hitting us also. And obviously there are the higher salary is one of the challenges, which makes the culture and people involvement even more important than previously. And then try to compete from Tallinn with larger cities like London, Berlin, and Barcelona. But how we are doing it, because as you saw on my first slide, we've been still managing to grow and our team and also our client base. So maybe a few bits to share. The story is definitely longer than the remaining 10 minutes I have to share here, but the cornerstones. We recently shifted from mostly hiring seniors to actually to start hiring mostly juniors. When you start with your company, you need a small number but very experienced people. If your company is growing, then you actually need to have the pyramid right and well staffed. So hiring juniors will actually enable us or will open to us a bigger pool. It's slightly more cost effective, and that gives to us an opportunity so that we can define the employee development of the skills, and we can help the person to grow within our company. So that's in most cases have been actually a key factor to have people, as we have a very detailed career planning model actually launched in Pipedrive, and people constantly see that what is the potential next step, like how they need to operate, what they need to learn, so that they can achieve the next level on a career ladder. And the visibility and constant feedback is something that our people have been telling to us is that a great value. Like they constantly feel a way to grow and to improve actually and increase their own market value through that. Then the second pillar here is that not just working with universities, which I will talk a bit also later on the following slides, but simply running a Pipedrive Summer School of Code. And this year it's obviously 2022. So it's a unique program where we're actually looking mostly for the people who are willing to come close to engineering and the digital world. You don't need to be a ready-made developer, but if your mindset is in the right place, then we invite you to join the program, and then you will go through the 3 months extensive program on top of the Pipedrive tech stack. And the tech stack, obviously, it's not the only technology, but it's also product management. It's also design, the variety of the roles that are needed to build a great software product. So the main criteria is the strong self-motivation, being eager to learn, and to become a software developer or the role close to the software development. It's a paid internship, and we're really willing to offer a job if the graduate is interested in the job offer. Then when we hire the new team members, it's extremely important and extremely powerful really to be close to your new colleague on an early stage. So we've been building up our buddy program, which comes up on the 3 phases. The first 2 phases, the phase 0 and phase 1, are mostly the culture and technological way. So the new people, they will join different social events. They will get to know the other teams and other professions in the company. They also will start onboarding to our technology stack. Then the step 2 is already something that with a new team member is knowing a bit of the company and feels good with our technology stack. Then there will be the first tasks, and those are not like the kind of the demo or test tasks. Those are the real tasks from the backlog, but at first they're working on those with isolated environments. So they're not yet building the production code, but the aim there is that they go throughout the whole cycle, like opening the Jira, accepting the task, moving the task to next phase, going through the task description, then building the code, committing to code, and so on, like going through all the development life cycle using all the tools that we have in the development life cycle. And now when the new team member feels good and the seniors have been approving his or her delivery, and then the first work tasks are coming up, so that the first minimal change that also goes into the production. And then you might have heard about Pipedrive running the tribes and missions framework. So the tribe is a team which is responsible for certain parts of our product. And then we have the way of working, which is split into the two main steps. It's one of the missions. Those are the time-boxed events where the group of engineers and product people are building and launching a new functionality, and then there is a launch pad, which is the time to recover from your previous mission, and also to maintain the code that you just built to see that the system keeps and the product keeps working after the latest developments. And this buddy program actually ends when the new employee is ready to join the first mission. So it's we are not following it in a way that it's like 2 months program or it's 6 months program. It's rather like we are helping the new employee through our process to next maturity level, and the going to mission to build completely new functionality to Pipedrive product. Then that's the end of the buddy program, and then the new employee becomes to be a true member of our team. And then how the self-development happens. We actually have also guilds as a part of our way of the working, and guilds is a voluntary group of Pipedrivers. Like some samples like architecture guild, hiring and onboarding guild, engineering career build, quality guild, our own like way of working or mission framework guild. So if someone sees that anything in Pipedrive way of working needs to be improved, then you can join a already existing guild, or you can call up a guild, and then your colleagues will join you, and you will ask the question, and then the guild will solve the question, and then it will be reintroduced to the whole organization. So it's not like we have some process department somewhere who is constantly working on improving our way of working. It's rather people who are experiencing the way of working on daily basis. And if they see the opportunities to improve it, then they have a way to chime in, and then they can take a responsibility of improving different aspects. And that's the list of our current actively working guilds. Then I said that we're also obviously working with universities. We are a proud founding partner to Agur Jõgi. It's a really unique developer school. Without teachers, no lectures. It's a full digital program where the students are solving different level of tasks. And they have the individual tasks, they have the group work tasks, and then the complexity is growing over the time. It's a 2 years program. So it's the way that where the people knowing nearly nothing about the coding and then programming can become really like mid-junior level software developers by the end of the program. And we are proud founder of this program, and we obviously offer an opportunity to join us later if the program is completed. And we are also working very closely with Tartu University and Tallinn Technical University. We offer paid internship, we support writing theses, we offer the themes, and we consult at that time, and it's usually pretty intense, and then it's kind of taking half of the curriculum, even potentially on-site with us, and half or even more of the people then decide also to join us after the university program is over. And then like how we keep the system evolving. So it's not only that people take randomly responsibilities, but we also provide a lot of internal trainings, and then we really take good care of our managers, because it's always starts there. Like as some wise man has said, that people are joining for the challenges and opportunities, and they're leaving for the bad management and lack of personal development. So we address those topics also very seriously. Like we have our manager toolkit for new and aspiring managers. We have a lot of internal trainings on different topics, and we promote highly also internal hires. So you join as a product people, you then go to the engineering, and maybe you will then end up as as in some other role in the organization. So you are not fixed to the role where you are joining us. And we also run the local or the internal coaching program. So we have like agile coaching, but we have also the personal development coaching. So if you feel that you are stuck in your career path, then you can go and hire the internal coach and then to get your opened up again. So my 15 minutes are over. I went overdue about 20 seconds. Sorry for that. But I'm happy to connect with you over the LinkedIn and to take any questions you may have.
Agur, thank you so much for taking us through an absolutely fascinating recruitment and training and mentoring process in your company. And we do have a bunch of questions, and as ever, Parsla will be the one directing them at you.
Yes, but before the questions, my compliments for the product. Our team is using Pipedrive as well, and it does help us to get better at what we do. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
As for the presentation, and as an HR practitioner, I just loved the content which you provided today. I think many organizations who are still with us in this event definitely were taking notes, because it was very easy to understand and very easy tools which you have selected to really get forward with your business. But one of the questions which I also see are here on a Slido, and which I also wanted to ask to you is, meaning usually when you talk to the managers, they know what they expect. They want to have very senior people because you don't have all the fuzz around onboarding them and everything else. So how easy it was actually to convince the organization to change the hiring strategy towards greater focus on juniors?
To be completely open, it wasn't so easy at first, but then there is a mathematics behind, like if you have a team full of seniors, and then if one or few of them will leave because there are maybe not so many challenging tasks and goals, then replacing a senior takes a lot of time and usually quite a lot of money also. And then like the challenge is that if you still need hands to work on your tasks, then what you prefer, to be under the stress that you can't find the right person in next 8 months, or you can hire someone in few months and then actually make the person happy throughout this like personal career and then development process. So it was kind of a bit like in mathematics, that what goes up and what goes down. And now I can say that the teams really have adapted to this phase.
So what you used was the mathematics instead of trying to convince them with some emotional stories on what's going to happen if.
We discussed openly. Yeah, we discussed openly the goods and bads, and then we discovered that there are actually more goods than bads.
There is one question around the coding school alumni, but I think you explored on that one, and you said that you recruit almost a half of those whom you train. What happens to the other half?
They go back to the universities mostly, as they are joining us from the first course, from the second course. So that's the usual path, and then they rejoin us again to write their theses, and then already those people tend to stay.
I don't know what's your experience with the youngsters, but at least in this market, what we hear is that younger people are kind of prone towards changing jobs quite rapidly. So has Buddy program anyhow changed the turnover of recent recruits?
It's maybe slightly too early to say. We changed our Buddy program about a year ago. We have seen some more stable times coming after that, but that's correct. Like young people tend to switch jobs more easily. But the way how we approach that question is also like to try to show the value for this young person of staying with us for a longer period. Like if you constantly jump from one role to another role, it's difficult to become an expert on something. And as I mentioned, we have really detailed career development plan. So we can actually show that if you stay with us for about this period, then you potentially will learn these things, which takes you to the next level. And then we can also show that what is the potential net worth value of this person. If you today can go market and ask for 1,000 and staying with us for one more year, you potentially can improve to 1,200 or 1,300 your value. So it's not, of course, the one-to-one mathematics, but the logic is there that we are not like trying to keep people by brutal force, but we are rather vice versa. We are showing that what's the benefit to the person to stay with us.
So who is responsible for the development of your employees?
The manager, the team lead is obviously, but how the system comes together, that's the beauty of those guilds. So the different managers, but also specialists joining the guild to make the whole process more enjoyable and more human. But the people manager or the team lead is obviously responsible for his teams, because that's my personal take that if you have a title of manager or director or whatever similar, then you actually have only one cause to exist, is that to make your people to succeed. So there is no any other reason for the managerial role.
So leadership over self-leadership.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we're pretty lean organization. I think that yeah, we actually have 2, in some places maybe 3 layers, and that's it.
All right, thank you, Agur. It was a pleasure to meet you online. Hopefully we see one day each other also in real life.
I'd love to.
Thank you so much for the presentation.